Lagay ko na lang dito kung ano yung type of failure. Kapag short column, let's say ganyan, wala nang buckling na mangyayari since hindi na siya allowed to buckle like this. Kasi napakaliit lang ng column. So, tawag natin dito is yielding failure. Now, for intermediate columns naman, dalawa yung failures. Yielding saka buckling. So, pahabain na lang natin. Ito palang crushing dito, this is for concrete columns. Steel kasi, kaya nilagyan ko ng yielding. Yielding failure. So, for intermediate columns naman, yielding and buckling. Ayan. But for long columns, the failure is by buckling. Buckling alone. If you would try to imagine, kapag long column kasi, our member is within the elastic zone. Now, kapag nasa elastic zone, di ba, meron tayong stress strain curve. So, di ba, ito yung stress, and then ito naman yung strain. Ayan, epsilon symbol. And then, di ba, ito yung graph natin. Parang ganyan. Now, recall na ito yung proportional limit, essentially, kapag hindi ka pa lalagpas dyan, andun ka pa sa elastic zone. So, let's say, ito yan. Ayan, elastic. Tapos, kapag lalagpas ka na, dyan na siya magiging inelastic. Ayan. Now, di ba, what we mean by elastic is, if the loads are removed, the member will just return to its original shape. So, try to imagine na meron kang barbecue stick. Ayan, meron kang barbecue stick and then apply ka ng axial forces sa dalawang ends. Once you will remove the load, let's say, di ba, if you'll apply these loads, magbabuckle siya pag ganito. Ayan. Tapos, pag ni-remove mo na yung load, babalik lang siya sa original position na parang straight line lang. So, ito din essentially yung behavior ng long columns. Now, for short columns naman, dito ka sa inelastic. Kasi yung material mo, nasisira na agad. Hindi na siya babalik sa original position. Now, bakit sa intermediate columns, dalawa? Dalawa yan kasi merong part sa column mo na nag-yield, meron ding parts na nag-buckle. Kaya combination ng dalawang failure modes. So, this is the reason why sa intermediate columns, once isosolve natin yung capacity ng intermediate columns, para lang yung interpolation between yielding failure saka buckling failure. So, parang interpolation lang din sa short column saka long column. Now, itong lahat ng to, theoretical lang. Kasi in real life, wala tayong kinoconsider na short column. Intermediate saka long column lang. Kung kaya, ito lang yung nasa codes natin. Kung titingnan natin yung NSCP formulas, we have the following conditions when the slenderness ratio is lesser than C sub C, yan yung intermediate column. And then when KL over R is greater than C sub C naman, yan yung kinoconsider natin na long column. Dalawang conditions lang, walang condition ka para sa short column. Kasi di ba, wala namang evident use yung short column. Kasi sa buildings, houses, mga ganon, mahaba naman all the time yung columns natin. Walang silbi kapag short column. Now for long columns, to know the capacity before siya mag-buckle, the concept we're going to use is the one derived by Euler. Ito siya. Tawag dyan is Euler's formula with a factor of safety of 23/12. Now, factor of safety, bakit naging 12/23 yan? Notice na FA is the allowable compressive stress, and then diba kapag meron kang factor of safety, either pwede mo siyang i-multiply sa applied load or i-divide mo siya sa stress. Now, ito kasi, stress value kasi yan, pi squared E over KL over R squared, ito essentially yung critical buckling stress. So, stress divided by 23/12, kunin mo lang yung reciprocal, kaya naging 12/23 siya. Now, in some books, instead of FA, yung label niyan is FE, F sub E. But yung F sub E, hindi nakasali yung factor of safety. Now, diba, this is a formula for stress. Lagay ko na lang Euler's buckling stress is F sub E. This is essentially pi squared E divided by the slenderness ratio, tapos naka-square. Now, in some books, this is also written as SR. Depende na yan sa reference mo. Now, meron din tayong Euler's buckling load, which is P sub E. The formula is pi squared EI divided by KL squared. Yung L natin is the unsupported length. However, there's no need to memorize this one. Kasi di ba, alam na natin yung stress. Just multiply this by the area. Ayan, multiplying this by the area, makukuha mo na yung load. So essentially, the alternative formula for PE, this would be FE multiplied by the area. Gross area na lang. So noong undergrad ko, ito lang talaga. This one and this one. Yan yung mga importanteng formulas. Now, let's try to draw a graph involving stress and the slenderness ratio. So, yung stress is nasa y-axis, and then ito naman yung slenderness ratio. Sabihin natin SR. Now, ito essentially yung curve. Ito yung para sa short or intermediate columns, and then ito naman para sa long columns. Parang paganto. Ayan, meron silang point of intersection essentially. Wait lang ito pala. Yan. And then, burahin ko na lang. Meron siyang point of intersection dyan. So, itong region na to, ayan, this would be for short columns. And then, sa right side naman, this is for long columns. Short or intermediate. And then, ito yung long. So, yung tawag natin dito, from this starting point, draw ka ng straight line, patungo sa red line, ito yung tinatawag natin na yield strength. Ito naman yung Euler curve. Tapos, ito yung transition region. And then, yung tawag natin dito is Johnson parabola. Ayan. Now, the question is, ano yung boundary between short column and long column? In theory, yan yung proportional limit. So, we can draw a straight line from this point, and then yung stress dyan, this one, this is the stress at the proportional limit. So, recall natin ulit yung stress strain curve natin. Ito. Nasa mechanics natin yan. Mechanics of deformable bodies. Diba, somewhere dito yung proportional limit, and then ito naman yung elastic limit, and then dito yung yield stress. This is Fy. Now, in real life, kapag rod lang yung tinitest natin, kagaya nung sa CMT, stress strain na test, itong tatlong values, ito pala yung proportional limit, ayan, itong tatlo, malapit lang yan sila, approximately equal. But for axially loaded columns kasi, yung value nito is quite lesser than the yield stress. Now, the reason for that is if we fabricate sections, merong imperfections, so sa lower stress levels pa lang, meron ka ng boundary sa elastic zone. Na pag iti-trace mo yung Johnson parabola, this one, itong naka-blue, magtatapos siya dyan, yield strength. So, essentially, ito yung sigma y. Or pwede rin Fy, yield stress. So, lagyan na lang natin ng slash. Pwede rin yan Fy. Or what if Fy na lang? Pero lahat ng to, theoretical lang talaga. Wala pa yung code provision sa NSCP, but parang theory lang sa mechanics of deformable bodies. So, explain ko lang to Yung value ng SR, if the length of the column is increased, di ba, KL over R, nasa numerator yung L, mas lalaki din yung value nito, the longer the column is. So, the longer it is, liliit yung capacity niya. But if we move lower, yan, di ba, ito, nasa short column ka na, it will fail by yielding. So, kaya, yield stress lang yung pupuntahan talaga natin. So, again sa real life, yung kinoconsider lang natin are intermediate and long columns. So, kaya, yung Fy kasi, parang yung length ng member mo is 0. Napaka-impractical niyan. So, kaya, sa solving natin, yung stress at the proportional limit yung kinoconsider usually. Now, yung equation para sa Johnson parabola, ito yung gagamitin natin dyan. Sulat ko na lang Our function is F equals yield stress. Diba, ito yung yield stress or Fy na lang. Fy, and then diba, bumaba tayo. So, minus something. Ito yung empirical formula natin dyan. Yung minus natin is, this is to some degree, so hindi linear yung function. This is 1 over E multiplied by the yield stress divided by 2 pi, tapos naka-square, multiplied by L divided by K. Tapos naka-square din. But hindi naman to tinatanong since bihira lang na mag-interpolate ka dyan. Essentially, we can just use this formula para sa intermediate columns. Now again, this is theoretical, pero di ba sa code provisions, kailangan meron tayong allowance. So parang nasa new meta na tayo. So yung nangyari dyan sa NSCP 2015, ayan, yung stresses natin na pwedeng ilagay, hindi na ito yan. Pi squared E divided by SR squared. Pero sa code, we are trying to reduce it. So kaya mangyayari, yung FCR natin would be 0.877. Ito yung reduction factor essentially of the Euler buckling stress. 0.877 FE. So instead of 100% of FE, yung kinukuha na lang natin is parang 87.7% na lang ng stress na yan. And then ito naman, di ba, masyadong mahaba yung formula kapag empirical formula yung gagamitin natin, but na-reduce na siya sa NSCP 2015. But essentially, meron pa ring reduction. So ito na, highlight ko na lang yung mga gagamitin natin para sa new code to. So ito naman, bagong FCR para dito is 0.658 to the power of Fy divided by Fe, ayan, multiplied by Fy, para yung reduction factor. So walang unit yan, that's essentially unitless since Fy is naka-MPa, yung Fe din naka-MPa. So our unit is still a unit of stress. So ito rin, kukulayan natin. Now sa new code, NSCP 2015, ito yung design considerations natin. If the slenderness ratio is lesser than or equal to 4.71 square root of E divided by Fy, ito yung intermediate column sa dating code. But ngayon, yan na yung region for inelastic buckling. Parang ito kasi yan. This defines the transition region. So parang itong naka-green line. Copy ko na lang. Yan. Parang kadugtong yan. This one and this one. So kapag lesser than ka, intermediate column. So inelastic buckling happens. So intermediate column yan. And then kapag greater than naman, mas malaki kesa dito, kino-consider na siya as long column. So apply this formula na. Since nasa elastic buckling na tayo. So for long columns, this is greater than SR. However, may mas madaling way. Instead of using this one, meron kang alternative. So the alternative is to use, is to consider na lang. Again, instead of comparing this one and this one, you can just check 0.44 Fy. Parang ito yan. If Fe is lesser than 0.44 Fy, long column. Tapos kapag Fe naman, Fe is greater than or equal to 0.44 Fy, intermediate column tayo. So kulayan na lang din natin to. This is for NSCP 2015. Now, saan galing yan? Yung 0.44 Fy. Ito yung nasa code provisions talaga. Papakita ko. Para sa checking nito, ito yung nasa NSCP 2015. Ayan. And then, para sa checking naman ng kabila, ito dapat. Ayan. Now, yung ginawa natin is, we just rearranged the formula. Diba, this expresses an inequality. Ginawa is Fe, nilagay sa gilid, and then pinalit natin yung location ng Fe, nasa right na siya, so babago din yung sign. Ayan. And then 2.25, divide mo sa Fy. What is 1 divided by 2.25? Diba, this is 4 over 9 or 0.444. Non-terminating decimal yan. So yan lang yung ginawa essentially. 0.44 Fy. So I hope malinaw lang. Pero before using this one, let's try to solve using the old code. Ito lang muna. Sa next video na lang natin, isusolve na natin talaga using these conditions. Ayan. But again, for now, ito lang muna. For long columns and for intermediate columns. Now, itong C sub C, para lang yung transition region. Parang ito yan. 4.71 square root of E divided by Fy. But instead of this one, sa old code, 2 pi squared E divided by Fy yung ginagamit. Now, di ba, yung 2 pi squared, square root yan, pwede nating ilabas. Ano yung value? Square root of 2 pi squared, this is 4.443. So, essentially, para lang yang ito, 4.71 square root of e divided by fy, but meron lang nagbago from 4.44 naging 4.71 na siya dito. So again, this is para mas conservative yung design. But ito lang talaga dati. Theoretical kasi to. Sige, so proceed na tayo sa problem natin. We have this one. Two channels, C250 by 30 are latticed together and used as a column section as shown. The distance B back to back of the channel is 100 mm and the length of the column is 6.5 meters. Ayan. Now, tatanggalin ko na lang to. Meron kasi tayong dalawang conditions. First, when L is 3 and then B when L is 5 meters. Ayan. Now, we have to assume bottom end is restrained from translation and rotation while the top is unrestrained from both rotation and translation. Use Fy equals 250 MPa and E equals 200 GPa. Now, ito yung properties natin for the channel. The area is 3780 and then the depth is 254. Ito yan. For one channel, ito yung depth. Bale, this is D equals 254 mm. And then BF naman, ano yung BF? Yan yung flange width or width of the flange. Now, ito yung flange, di ba? Flange, ito naman yung web. So, this length pala, this is BF equal to 69 mm. Ayan. And then TF is the thickness of the flange. This one and this one. So, we have 11.1. 11.1 mm saka sa kabilang side. Now, hindi binigay yung thickness ng web. Hindi naman yan kailangan kasi binigay yung distance ng centroid measured from the web. Again ha, yung x dyan is essentially barred x. And then kapag channel, yan yung measurement from the web going to the centroidal axis, the centroidal y-axis. So sabihin natin, this is barred x. Ayan. So we can draw the centroidal y-axis. Yung centroidal x-axis natin, nasa gitna lang. Kasi diba, meron tayong horizontal axis of symmetry. Equal kasi yung figure na yan sa figure na nasa ilalim. And then, bakit hindi measured from this point yan? Notice na majority of the area is located dito sa web. So, yung value ng barred x is 15.3. This is significantly lesser than 69. So, dapat, yung barred x is malapit sa kung saan majority ng area natin. So, this is 15.3 mm. And then, we are given ix and iy. So, hindi mo na yan isusolve na, let's say, you will split this into 3 areas and then solve the moment of inertia, centroidal moment of inertia. Hindi na yan ganyan, since given na siya agad. By the way, yung ix saka iy, yan yung centroidal moment of inertia pala. Hindi yan with respect to the base or with respect to the vertical axis. Centroidal yan. But for each channel, hindi yan yung total I para sa buong section talaga. For each channel yan. So, gagawin mo, kapag meron kang built-up section, you have to solve the new moment of inertia. The new centroidal moment of inertia. So, ito talaga yung figure natin. Now, ito yung cross-section niya. And then, kapag titingnan mo siya from the top or isometric view na lang, ito yung top view, essentially. Yan, top view yan. And then, kapag isometric view, ito yung makikita mo. Ito yung cross-section. Ayan. And then, merong space dyan due to the lacing bars. So, yung lacing bars, they keep the two channels together. So, kaya, tawag natin dyan is built-up section since hindi siya isang channel lang. Dalawang channels na kinumbine natin. But wala tayong figure dyan, so, wag mo nang isali. Lacing bars lang naman yan. Now, what we have to do first is to solve the new centroidal moment of inertia about the x and y axis. And then, from there, masasolve natin yung slenderness ratio and then, later on, masasolve na natin yung capacity. Now, the first question kasi is, determine the allowable axial load and critical buckling load if L is equal to 3 and if L is equal to 5. So, ito yung gagawin natin. First, we will solve the new centroidal moment of inertia about the x-axis. Ayan. Now, thankfully, symmetrical lang yung figure. So, automatic, our centroidal x-axis is located sa gitna lang din. Ito yung centroidal x-axis, and then our centroidal y-axis is located dito sa gitna. Centroidal y-axis. Ayan. Now, itong value ng B, this is 100 mm. The distance B back to back of the channel. Ayan, 100 mm. This is 254. BF pala to. This is 69. Ayan. But again, hindi yan kailangan sa problem natin. What we need is the distance from the web going to the centroid of the figure of each channel. So, di ba, andito yan. Ito yan yung green line. So, copy ko to. And then, the centroid of the other channel is located right here. Ayan. So, this distance pala, going to the tip of the web, ayan, ito yung 15.3. And then, sa kabilang side din, essentially this one, 15.3 mm. Now, initially, the centroidal x-axis is nasa gitna lang. Sa built-up section, nasa gitna lang din kasi symmetrical pa rin siya sa top and bottom portion. So, in solving Ix pala, the new Ix, dito ko na lang ilalagay. I-move ko na lang to. This is Ixn. We can just multiply Ix, the centroidal moment of inertia of each channel, multiply na lang natin by 2. Kasi dalawa. This one and this one. Wala ka ng transfer formula since yung initial centroid ng figure ng isang channel, the same lang sa built-up section. So, this would be 2Ix. So, magiging 2 times 32.7 times 10 to the 6. Ayan. So, yung value niyan is 2 times 32.7. We have 65.4. 65.4 times 10 to the 6 mm to the 4th yan. Now, yung problema lang natin is Iyn, or the moment of inertia about the centroidal y-axis. Now, the reason for that is, di ba ito yung y-axis initially? Y-axis, centroidal x-axis. Yung centroidal y-axis ng initial figure, hindi kasi siya nag-coincide sa centroidal y-axis ng built-up section. Kasi di ba yung centroidal y-axis ng built-up section, andito talaga sa gitna. Therefore, we have to apply the transfer formula after adding the two centroidal moment of inertias about the y-axis. So, essentially, we have 2 times Iy plus the transfer formula para sa dalawang channels. Again, times 2, naka-parenthesis na yan, so it will be distributed sa dalawang terms. So, we would have 2 times, ano yung Iy? Iy is 1.16 times 10 to the 6. Ayan. Now, notice na this is lesser than Ix. Kasi, di ba, kapag ni-rotate natin yung channel, maliit yung depth niya. Ito lang yung magiging depth. Kapag, di ba, when solving Iy, parang ito kasi yan. Ito yung section na ina-analyze natin. Wait lang. Rotate pala. Rotate 90 degrees. Ayan. So, notice na maliit na yung depth niyan. Maliit yung depth. So, maliit din yung moment of inertia. Hindi malaki yung resistance to bending. Again, nasa mechanics of deformable bodies na natin yan. So, plus tayo, yung area natin for each channel is 3780. So, 3780, yan yung area. Then, ano yung D? Diba, the distance D for the transfer formula, yan yung distance from the centroid of the figure going to the total centroid talaga. Yung total centroid ng built-up section. The total centroid is here. So, the distance D is ito pala. Yan. Centroid ng buong figure and then centroid of the individual figure. Ayan. Dalawa kasi and then equal lang yung dalawang sides. So, kaya minultiply na lang natin by 2. Ayan. So, solving D, this would be, I hope agree lang, 15.3 this distance plus half ng B. Diba, this is 50 mm. So, lagay na lang natin, parang D is equal to barred X, this value, barred X plus half of B. So, plus B over 2. Now, kapag numerical value na yan, we would have 15.3, then plus B over 2, 100 divided by 2. Ayan. And then, wag mong kalimutan na naka-square yan. So, squared, and then, we can now solve Iy. So, Iyn, solving Iyn, input na lang natin sa calculators. We have 2 times 1.16 E6 plus 3780 multiplied by 15.3 plus 100 over 2, tapos naka-square, and then press equals, we have this one. Now, medyo mahaba yan, so pwede mo siyang i-store. Shift store, let's say, ilalagay ko yan sa letter A. Sulat ko na lang yung numerical value para mas madali niyong ma-recall, but I will use the stored value sa solutions ko. So, 34556520.4. Ayan. Then, this is mm to the fourth. Ito yung IYN. Now, to solve the radii of gyration para sa x-axis and the y-axis, diba, our formula is r equals square root of I divided by A. Now, for Rx, we have to use Ix, then divided by A. And then for Ry naman, we have to use Iy divided by A. Now, A here is the total area sa built-up section. So, total ng dalawang areas, hindi isa lang. Diyan usually nagkakamali yung mga students kasi kapag A na, yung ginagamit lang is 3780. But dalawang channels kasi. So, you have to multiply the area by 2. Yan lang yung consideration mo talaga. Sige, so let's first solve Rx. So, Rx is Ix. This is for the total figure na, the built-up section. So, itong Ixn. So, we have 65.4 times 10 to the 6. Unit is mm to the fourth. Ayan. Then, divided by area. Again, area, we have to use 2 channels. So, 2 times 3780. 2 times 3780. Then, this is mm squared. Ayan, area kasi. Now, notice na magka-cancel yung 2 dyan, saka yung 2 dito. So, pwede lang yan, Ix divided by A automatically. But para alam nyo yung concept talaga, kasi minsan, yung centroid ng built-up section mo, bago talaga sa x-axis saka sa y-axis. So, mas maganda kapag alam mo yung total Ix yan for the built-up section, and then, ito naman, total area din, para sa lahat ng members mo. Now, for the units naman, this is mm to the fourth, this is mm squared. So, yung matitira na lang is mm squared. Now, kunin mo yung square root yan, the unit will be mm. So, this is a unit of distance pala. Yung Rx saka Ry. Now, pag isosolve natin yan, we have 65.4 times 10 to the 6, then divided by 2 times 3780. So, magiging 93.01 approximately. This is mm. Now, again, nakastore yan sa A. Ito naman, pwede ko siyang i-store sa ibang value. Let's say, ilalagay ko sa B. And then, yung Ry naman, this would be Iyn, which is this value. Kopyahin na lang natin. Ayan. And then, divided by the area. So, total area pa rin, 2 times 3780. So, solving Ry, input ko na lang dito, di ba? Yung value na yan, nakastore sa letter A. So, recall A na lang, and then divided by 2 times 3780, we would have 67.609. Tapos, naka-mm. And then, store ko na lang to sa letter C. Shift store, lagay ko sa C. Ayan. Wait lang, hindi ko pala yan na-store. 65.4 E6 divided by 2 times 3780. Ayan. Now, we will compare SR. SRX, we have SRX. We also have SRY. Yan yung slenderness ratio. So, this is KL over R. KL over RX. Ito naman, KL divided by RY. Now, we have to first determine K. Now, ito yung dapat mong tandaan. Kapag same lang yung length, unbraced length, sa dalawang axes, sa X and Y, then just consider the lesser radius of gyration as the critical. Diba, 93.01 yung Rx, Ry naman is 67.609. The lesser one is 67.609, which is Ry. So, ito na yung magiging critical. Ayan. Na magbabago lang yan kapag magkaiba yung unbraced length sa X and Y axes. Now, that will happen kapag meron kang bracing. Usually, yung bracing is nasa mid-height and then about the Y axis yan. Kasi yan kasi yung weaker axis, generally. So, what is K pala? Bottom end is restrained from translation and rotation. So, walang translation and rotation, fixed pala yung nasa ilalim. So, parang ito yung column. Yan. And then, yung nasa top daw is unrestrained from both rotation and translation. So, translation free and rotation free. Diba? Yan yung parang naka-circle, yung end. So, ito pala yan. Tingnan natin ha. Yan. Rotation free, translation free, fixed, saka circular. Letter E pala yung configuration. Therefore, we have to use a k value of 2. Yan yung modifier natin. So, using 2, screenshot ko na lang to. Ayan. K is equal to 2. Therefore, we have 2 times L. For the first condition muna, when L is 3 meters, but kailangan naka-mm yan. Kasi diba Rx is naka-mm. So, multiply this by 1,000 para maging mm. This would be 3,000. Ayan. Divided by Rx, which is 93.01. Naka-store yan sa letter B. And then for SRY naman, still the same. K is 2, L is 3,000. And then RY is nakastore sa letter C. Now what you can notice is yung value ng Rx saka RY, yung radii of gyration, nasa denominator yan. Now diba, mas malaki yung denominator, mas maliit yung number. Kasi diba, 1/4, mas maliit yan kesa sa 1/2. So essentially, the larger the radius of gyration, the stronger the capacity of the column. Now what will govern is the weaker axis. Kasi yan dapat yung tutulungan natin. Or yan dapat yung consideration natin para sa total design talaga. So, solving SRX, we have 2 times 3,000 divided by B, which is 64.51. Ayan. Unitless yan ha. This is mm. Rx is naka-mm din. So, wala na yung unit. And then, solving SRY naman, this is to be divided by C. Recall C, ayan, 88.746 or 75. Now, pwede ko yung i-store. Alam ko na kasi yung critical. Diba, the larger the slenderness ratio, mas critical yan. So, this is larger, 88.75 is larger. Yan na lang yung iso-store ko sa calculator, and then this will be my total SR. Yan yung gagamitin ko para sa conditions na to. Ito ba? Yung KL over R para sa checking whether intermediate column or long column. So, SR or the critical slenderness ratio, gagamitin ko is 88.75. So, alam na natin to. We have to check na whether lagpas ba siya or hindi sa C sub C. Kung saan nandyan yung transition. Diyan kasi natin malalaman if long column or short column yung analysis. So, ito yung formula ng C sub C. Square root of 2 pi squared E divided by Fy. Lagay natin. So, input mo lang yung values. We have 2 pi squared. What is E? E must be in MPa. Ito yung dapat mong tandaan. Kasi Fy is usually naka-MPa yan. E is naka-GPa. So, you have to convert GPa into MPa. Multiply it by 1,000. So, our E is 200 GPa. So, para yung 200 times 10 to the 3 MPa. And then, divided by Fy. Fy is 250. MPa rin yan. And then, solving CC, we would have square root of 2 pi squared times 200 E3 divided by 250. This is 125.66. Ayan. Now, compare natin. SR is 88.75. This is KL over R. CC is 125.66. Mas malaki siya. So, lesser than 125.66. Ayan. So, ano yung condition na mamimit natin? KL over R is lesser than CC. Ito yan. Intermediate column. Therefore, our analysis would follow this one when solving the allowable stress. So, the allowable stress is F sub A. Ito yung formula niya. Ayan. Lagay na lang din natin yung conclusion natin. Intermediate column. Ayan. Now, diba, kung titingnan mo yung formula, napakahaba. And then yung Fs natin, meron din siyang value dyan. Now yung Fs is, essentially yan yung factor of safety. Dinivide natin yan sa value ng stress. So we can interpret this as, parang ito yung value ng stress talaga, then divided by the factor of safety. Ayan. Now to streamline this, kasi medyo mahaba yan, ito yung ginagawa ko. Ito din yung tinuro ni Sir Ibora dati. Diba, meron kang KL over R divided by CC. Common yan sa maraming terms. Ito, merong KL over R divided by CC. Saka ito rin, KL over R divided by CC. So what we can do is, pwede natin yung store sa calculator natin. And then, what will happen is, instead of using this formula, we would have 1 minus, diba, this is essentially 1 over 2 or 1 half. This is 0.5. Then KL over R divided by CC, naka-square yung dalawa. So i-store natin yung KL over R divided by CC sa isang variable. Now nagamit ko na yung letter A, B, saka C. So i-store na lang natin sa letter D. So dyan naka-store yung KL over R divided by CC. Ayan. But naka-square yung dalawang terms, numerator saka denominator. So let's say, ito yung variable na ginamit mo, letter D, then i-square mo siya. Yan, naka-square. Then multiplied by Fy, and then, di ba, ito yung stress, then divided by the factor of safety. Ito yung factor of safety. So this would be 5/3, then plus 3 over 8, KL over R divided by CC, yan yung nakastore sa D. So, lagyan mo lang yan. Lagyan mo ng D, and then minus KL over R divided by CC, tapos naka-cube yung dalawa. And then, meron tayong 1 over 8. 1 over 8 dyan. So, 1 divided by 8, and then, yung variable na nakastore yung KL over R over CC, then kailangan naka-cube to account for this. So, ito na lang yung sauduhin mo. Yan, mas madali kapag ganyan. So, ito yung magiging process. First, we have to store KL over R divided by CC. Yung CC pala natin is, pwede natin siyang i-store sa letter E. D kasi yung ginamit ko dyan. So, ito, store natin sa E. Ayan. So, shift store E, meron na tayong CC. Therefore, D pala, yung ilalagay natin dyan, or KL over R divided by CC, this would be SR, which is 88.75. Now, yung KL over R, hindi pa yan nakastore. Wala pa tayong variable para dyan. So, ilalagay ko na lang siya sa letter F na lang. Ayan. So, ano nga yan? 2 times 3,000 divided by C. Ayan. Ito yung SR, shift store, lagay ko sa F. Therefore, D is equal to F divided by CC, which is nakastore sa E. Ayan. So, lagyan ko na lang F divided by E. This one divided by this one. So, equals 0.706. And then, shift store, lagay ko sa D. Ayan. So, nasa D na yan, input ko na lang yan sa formula na to. So, lagay na lang natin yung approximate value. This is 0.70622. Ayan. Therefore, FA would be 1 minus 0.5. Ito na lang. Copy ko na lang to. And then, dito na lang tayo sa calculator. So, we have 1 minus 0.5 times D squared. Ayan, kailangan naka-parenthesis, then multiply by Fy. Fy is again 250. So, 250, then divided by 5/3 plus 3 over 8 multiplied by D, then minus 1 over 8 multiplied by D cube. Ayan. So, 99.4227 pala. Unit is MPa. Stress pa kasi yan. Allowable stress. Now, kapag allowable load yung tanong, then you would have PA. This is equal to stress times area. So, our stress is 99.4227. Ayan, stress multiplied by the area. The area is dalawang 3780. So, 2 times 3780. Lalabas dyan is answer na lang times 2 times 3780. 751,635.86. Now, naka-MPa yan. Ito naman, naka-mm squared. So, the unit is newtons. 751,635.86. 8625 newtons. Converting this into kN, kasi sa board exam, usually naka-kN naman yan. Kasi medyo malaki na kasi yung value. Divide this na lang by 1,000. So, 751.64 tapos naka-kilonewtons. Ito yung allowable load. But ano nga yung nasa tanong? Yung nasa tanong lang is allowable axial load. Ito pala. Ito dapat yung sagot. Ito, allowable stress pa lang yan. So, 751.64 pala. Tapos, kilonewtons. Wait lang. May mali pala sa nasulat ko dyan. Dapat merong I. Ayan. Sorry, nakalimutan. So, ito yung allowable axial load. PA. Now, ano naman yung critical buckling load? Now, for the critical buckling load, di ba, meron akong tinuro kanina, pi squared EI divided by KL squared, or essentially, ito yan. So, for the critical buckling load, we would have pi squared times E, convert into MPa, so 200 times 10 to the 3. Then, our I is the weaker I, or yung critical, which is IYN, nakastore sa A. Lagyan ko na lang ng letter A. Ayan. Yan yung I. Then, divided by KLU squared. Our K is 2, and then our unsupported length is 3 meters, which is 3,000 mm. And then, kailangan nakasquare yan. So, we would have pi squared times 200 E3 times A divided by 2 times 3,000, and then parenthesis dapat, then squared. Ayan. 1894773.255. This is in newtons, and then pag i-convert mo siya into kilonewtons, divide this by 1,000 na lang. So, 1894.77 pala. Move na lang natin to para sa letter A yan. But diba, again, instead of memorizing this formula, you can just memorize the critical buckling stress, which is this one. Pi squared E divided by KL over R squared. Then, multiply this by the area, makukuha mo na agad. So, ito na lang. Copy ko yan. And then, alternatively, we can use the stress. And then, our critical buckling load, PC, this is FE multiplied by the area. Ayan. So, our FE is pi squared E, pi squared times 200 times 10 to the 3. Then, divided by KL over R squared para sa critical na axis. We have the y-axis, nakastore yan sa F. So, recall F. And then, square dapat yan. Diba? KL over R squared. Ito yung FE. Multiply natin yan by the area. The area is dalawang 3780. So, 2 times 3780. Yan na yung load. Critical buckling load. So, press equals, the same pa rin. Diba? 1894773.255. Ayan. This is in newtons. But again, kapag naka-kn na yan, we would have 1894.77 kn. Ayan. So, ito yung allowable axial load. Ito naman yung critical buckling load. Ayan. So, again, meron kang dalawang options para dito. Depende na yan kung ano yung mas convenient. Now, ano naman kapag L is 5 meters? If L is 5 meters, ano yung magbabago? Diba, yung magbabago lang would be SRX and SRY. If L is equal to 5 meters. So, essentially, RX, RY, the same lang yung value niyan. Walang magbabago dyan. So what if, copy ko na lang to. Ayan. This is now when L is equal to 5 meters. So, palitan mo lang to. 5,000 na yan. Saka ito rin. 5. Then we can solve SRX and SRY. So, 2 times 5,000 divided by B, we have 107.52. And then for SRY naman, we have 147.91. Ayan. So, mas malaki to. This would govern. Ayan. Mas critical kasi yung mas malaking slenderness ratio. So, shift store, saan nga natin nilagay yun? Nilagay natin yung SR sa letter F. So, shift store, lagay ko sa F. Ayan. And then, for the conditions, we would have KL over R is 147.91. And then, C sub C, the same pa rin yan. 2 pi squared E over Fy lang yan. Now, this is 125.66. Ayan. So, what you can notice is, mas malaki yan. Therefore, long column pala. Diba? If SR exceeds C sub C, ayan, greater than C sub C, we have a long column. Therefore, the allowable stress pala can be computed using this formula. So, medyo madali lang. Pi squared E divided by KL over R squared, then multiply mo lang by 12 over 23. So, FA equals 12 divided by 23 multiplied by pi squared, then 200E3 divided by SR squared. Now, what you have to use is still SRY. So, we would have 12 divided by 23, then multiplied by pi squared times 200E3 divided by SR squared, nakastore sa letter D. Ayan, bago kasi yan. Recall D, and then square natin. Press equals. For a while nakastore pala sa F. Ayan. So, this is F pala. Ayan. Yan yung KL over R or SRY. Then, palitan ko na lang to. F. So, again, we would have 47.075. Ayan. Ito yung allowable stress. So, naka-MPa yan. And then, our allowable load, this would be FA times A. So, copy mo lang to. And then, multiply by the area. The area is still 2 times 3780. Ayan. So, equals answer times 2 times 3780 na lang. So, we have 355,887.85. Now, this is in newtons. So, newtons, convert to kilonewtons, divide by 1,000, we would have 355.89. Tapos, naka-kn. So, copy ko na lang to. Ito yung PA, allowable load. And then, for PC naman, ayan, ito na lang yung gagamitin ko, FE. So, pi squared E, 200 times 10 to the 3. Then, KL over R squared, yan yung, diba, KL over R nakastore sa F. So, recall F, tapos naka-square, then multiply by the area. Area is 2 times 3780. So, 682,118 pala, 0.37. Or, in KA na lang, divide by 1,000. By the way, we are using this formula pala, FE times A na lang. 682.118 kilonewtons. Or pwede rin, this formula, pi squared EI divided by KL squared. So, we would have pi squared times 200 E3 times recall A. Ayan. Then, divided by 2 times, instead of 3,000, use 5,000. Kasi 5 meters na. So, 5,000 then squared equals the same pa rin. 682.118 kapag naka-KN na. So, again, depende na yan sa'yo kung ano yung preference mo. However, by common sense, diba, dito sa long columns, yan, nag-multiply tayo ng 12 over 23 to account for the factor of safety. So, essentially pala, itong value na to, yung PA, if i-revert natin siya, magiging PC yan. Try natin. We have 355.89 and then, di ba, 12 over 23, kapag i-reverse natin siya, magiging 23 over 12 para makuha natin yung PC. So, press equals, ayan, the same pa rin. Now, merong discrepancy lang dahil sa rounding off of values. So, pwede talaga to. Mas madaling process yan. Now, we have a bonus question. Determine the distance B so that the built-up section is equally strong in both axes. Now, what this means is, kailangan equal yung IXN saka IYN. Ano daw yung back-to-back distance daw? Dapat. So, essentially, equate natin yung IXN. IXN is, di ba, this value. Ayan. Equate natin sa IYN by using the variable only. Kasi wala pa tayong numerical value. So, copy ko yan. Ayan. And then, gagawin natin is, equate natin to. This one, this is IXN equals, the back-to-back distance is nasa part na to. Instead of 100, we have to use B. So, equate to IYN. Palitan natin yan. This must be B. Variable distance na kasi. So, we would have 65.4 times 10 to the 6 equals 2 times 1.16 times 10 to the 6 plus 3780 times 15.3 plus x over 2 tapos naka-square dapat. Ayan. Solving B, we have 152.09 and then this is mm. So kapag ito pala yung distance, let's say 152.09 yung distance na yan, ayan, then we don't have to choose between IX and IY kasi the same lang yung moment of inertia nila. Now, nagkataon lang na 100 yung ginamit, so magkaiba talaga yung strength nila. I mean, yung resistance to bending according to the moment of inertia. Sige, so yun lang for now. And then sa next video natin, we will tackle multiple problems using NSCP 2015 na. Itong codes na to. But sinali ko na lang lahat para holistic talaga yung discussion. Sige, so I hope meron kayong natutunan and salamat sa pakikinig.